All right, everybody. Matt, Happy Hour CT here. So coming at you on Wednesday, and I really hope you took yesterday and reflected. Remember, you can only control the present. Whatever you did in the past, it's in the past, and it's really okay. All right. Please keep checking out this content. Please share as much as you can. Again, the more we share what we're doing, the butterfly effect will take place, and more people like you and I will change this world, right? And that's the whole goal here. So today's compost day, right? How can I say this? This is complicated. I've been perfecting composting ever since one of my neighbors a couple years ago at my old house explained leaf compost and leaf mulch and all this really rad things that he did and that I've adopted, and now I've totally researched it. What I want you to do with composting is a few different things. First of all, if you don't know what composting is taking things, organic matter, and breaking them down into a usable either soil, worm castings, or just letting them break down in the woods, right? Like just this way they don't go to the landfill. It's to try to avoid our food scraps, our browns, our greens, all right, our cardboard, things like that, to go into the landfill. So composting can get rid of a lot of it. And I'm not going to, sadly, guys, like I don't have the time on this video to just do a full out composting video. It's going to take me doing hands-on things. It's going to take all the steps. And plus, a lot of you probably are not ready to just go out and compost. That's what this video is all about. So, start prepping, right? Start prepping to compost. It's a big deal. I remember telling one story, right? I remember a person I grew up with about composting and explaining to them, oh yeah, we got a bucket on the kitchen sink and we bring it out here and we do this, and their biggest concern was, does it smell? Yeah, I mean, it's gonna smell, but well, needless to say, like the composting didn't go that well for this person, and it was like, oh man, like it kind of turns you off to it. All right. So I want to make sure you prep the correct way for this. Now, what that means is the location, right? Where are you going to put your compost? What are your steps going to be? So what we do is we have a few different things we do. Some things we just throw right over the deck. All right. We have like our garden is nicely, like luckily, like right, our flower garden is right on the side of our deck. We're able to just throw our coffee grounds and some food scraps and things like that right there, and it just goes nicely into the soil. All right. What you could do is also have like a bucket under the kitchen sink or a bucket on the counter that you take out to your compost pile every night. We take ours out every 3 or 4 days. It's a bigger 5-gallon bucket, and that was like what we found works best for us because we compost a lot now. We're going through about 5 gallons of waste composted a week. So we take that bucket, right, and we bring it to our compost pile. Now we have 3 different types of compost piles. We have the vermicast compost piles, which is the worm composting. We have our main big leaf composting, like it's almost more like a facility because we actually have a legit thing going down there. And then we have our garden compost, which is just simple, that we made out of pallets, wooden pallets. Got them for free over at Shagbark, right? So I would suggest finding out how you're going to transfer. Step 1 is transfer the food from the kitchen or from anything compostable from where it is to outside. Are you gonna do it weekly? Are you gonna do it daily? All right. Next is, where is it gonna go outside? What's the location like? You want it to be somewhat sunny, but not too sunny, but the sun helps decompose the organic matter. You also wanna make sure it doesn't get soaked, but you want it to be moist, right? They actually have tumblers and things like that you can purchase, and you can put your composted materials in there. Now you see how complicated it can get. So then wait till I talk to you about the 60-40, 60% carbon and 40% nitrogen, your greens and your browns. Like, we're gonna have a pop-up, okay? We're gonna have a pop-up come the spring on composting, on explaining it. Like I said earlier in this video, this is just today, the challenge. Do some research. I have a nice article on our website about it. Pick your location. Where do you want to compost? Learn what you can actually compost, And what supplies do you need? Are you going to make a compost bin out of metal? Are you going to make a compost bin out of wood? Are you going to use a 5-gallon bucket and bring it outside? What are your logistics look like? So I know I really didn't explain composting, but I think it's so important to understand that we need to get this stuff out of the landfills. It's up to us. It's simple. It just needs to become part of your routine. Guys, thank you so much. This is so amazing. I can't believe the feedback we're getting. Go check out our blog, Sustainability Archives, and have a great rest of your Wednesday.